Your phone is at 1%. No charger, no warning, no mercy. 1 second you're connected to the world and the next everything goes dark. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Your phone didn't suddenly lose power. Something far stranger just happened inside a tiny metal box you've trusted your entire life. Where did the energy go? Did it vanish, or did something inside your battery quietly give up? Today, we're opening the invisible world inside every battery you've ever touched. Right now, as you watch this video, microscopic particles inside your device are racing, colliding, and wearing themselves down, and there is absolutely nothing you can do to stop it. If every battery on Earth stopped working tonight, hospitals would fail, planes would fall silent, and cities would go dark. Not in days, in minutes. And the most terrifying part? Every battery you own already knows the exact moment it will die. It's been counting down since the day it was made. So let's start at the beginning. What is a battery really? A battery is not a box of power. It's not a container filled with electricity waiting patiently to be released. A battery is something far more delicate and fascinating. It is a chemical argument that has not been resolved yet. Inside every battery are two different materials that desperately want to react with each other, but they are deliberately kept apart. That separation creates tension, and that tension is energy frozen in place, waiting for the right moment to move. On one side of the battery sits the negative terminal. On the other is the positive terminal. Between them lies a chemical medium called the electrolyte. These components are arranged with incredible precision so they can feel each other's pull but never touch directly. Because the moment they do, the argument ends instantly, and so does the battery's life. So instead of allowing the reaction to happen all at once, we force the energy to take the long way around. When you press a button, something extraordinary happens. Electrons, tiny charged particles smaller than anything you can imagine, begin to move. They leave the negative terminal, flow through wires and circuits, pass through chips, screens, speakers, motors, and sensors, and finally rush toward the positive terminal. That movement of electrons, organized and directed, is electricity, not magic, not lightning, just atoms following the laws of physics trying to restore balance. Your phone lights up because trillions of electrons just agreed to move in the same direction at the same time. This is how every battery works. But where does this happen? It happens everywhere. Inside the phone in your pocket, inside electric cars gliding silently down highways, inside laptops powering entire careers, inside satellites orbiting Earth at thousands of kilometers per hour, inside medical devices keeping hearts beating and lungs breathing. Even inside your own body, your nervous system sends electrical signals using principles that are surprisingly similar. And when does it happen? Instantly. The moment a circuit is completed, chemical energy transforms into motion, heat, light, sound, whatever the device demands. There is no storage tank of electricity sitting inside the battery, nothing waiting to be poured out later. The battery creates energy in real time, reaction by reaction, second by second, as long as the chemistry can keep up. And that brings us to the real question. Why do batteries die? Batteries don't fail suddenly, they age. Every electron that moves causes microscopic damage. Every chemical reaction slightly changes the internal structure of the battery. Materials expand and contract. Pathways that were once smooth begin to roughen. Chemical compounds slowly break down. Tiny cracks form where reactions once flowed effortlessly. With every charge and discharge cycle, the battery becomes just a little worse at moving electrons efficiently. At first, you don't notice. The battery still works. Then, it doesn't last quite as long. Then, it heats up more than it used to. Eventually, resistance builds inside. Heat increases. The internal chemistry struggles to keep pace with demand. The reaction still exists, but it's weaker. Electrons move more slowly. Voltage drops. And finally, the flow of energy falls below what your device needs to survive. The battery isn't dead. It's exhausted. Rechargeable batteries don't escape this fate. Charging simply forces the chemical reaction backwards, pushing electrons back into place, but nothing truly reverses wear. Damage accumulates. Every recharge steals a little more life. Every cycle brings the end closer. You are not resetting the battery, you are borrowing from its future. So who invented this fragile miracle? In 1800, an Italian scientist named Alessandro Volta stacked layers of metal and unknowingly created the first battery. He wasn't trying to power a phone, a car, or a city. He was exploring curiosity itself. But in doing so, he ignited an idea that would reshape human civilization. More than 200 years later, we've refined the design, improved efficiency, shrunk the size, increased capacity, made batteries safer and more powerful than ever. Yet the core principle remains unchanged. We are still borrowing energy from chemistry and paying for it with time. That's why batteries hate heat, why they lose power faster in the cold, why fast charging shortens their lifespan. Because chemistry has limits. Push reactions too hard and materials degrade faster. Slow them down too much and energy can't flow. Batteries live in a narrow balance between speed, safety, and longevity. Today, scientists around the world are racing to push those limits. Solid-state batteries that replace liquid electrolytes, faster charging without excessive heat, longer lifespans with fewer cycles lost, less waste, safer materials. Because batteries don't just power personal devices anymore, they power civilization itself. Transportation systems, global communication, hospitals and emergency care, space exploration, renewable energy storage, entire cities depend on chemical reactions happening silently, invisibly, inside sealed containers. So the next time your phone dies at the worst possible moment, remember this: it didn't betray you, it didn't fail you. It fought a microscopic chemical battle on your behalf every second you used it, and eventually it ran out of strength. If this changes how you see the tiny power source in your pocket, stay curious, because sometimes the smallest things quietly control the biggest worlds.